Okay, time for the third lesson in my series on Slim Harpo. And what I'm trying to do is just show you some neat ideas from the playing of Slim Harpo. That's what my Classic Licks series is all about. And some people I get into more detail than others because I know they're playing better. With the guitars of Slim Harpo, there's 2 or 3 of his songs that have a real cool kind of a boogie rhythm. If you like John Lee Hooker, listen to some of John Lee Hooker stuff. It's kind of a rhythm like that, often staying on one chord, but not always. And I'm going to show you 3 examples of these kinds of rhythms, and for the most part these have become kind of signature rhythms in blues music in general. First one comes from a tune called Got Love If You Want It, and it's played in F, and you hear this rhythm. It goes like this. Pretty simple. I'll show it to you, then I'll break it down. Over and over again. And what I hear when I listen to it, again, I don't know how this is played exactly, but what I'm thinking is that he's playing just a F-shaped chord, bar chord, and he's focusing. Doesn't sound like he's just playing a power chord. Sounds like he's got a 3rd finger in there. A little more than a power chord if you listen to it carefully. So if you make an F-shaped first position bar chord, that's the chord you need to play this. And he plays it. And then this part sounds like he's getting the second, I'm sorry, the 3rd. Sounds like he's getting the first fret, 5th, and 4th string. It's kind of a weird sound to it. And it goes like this. That's what I'm hearing there. And then when he goes to the 4, he's going to the B flat, and then just up to the A flat, or down to the A flat. And then back here, and then to the 4, the 5, to the C, to B flat. When I did the demonstration, I went 5-4-1. I think the tune stays on the 5 and goes back to the 1. That. That's if you're just starting playing electric guitar and you want to learn some blues stuff, that's a good pattern to practice on. Practice your bar chords and controlling your stuff. Another example of a boogie rhythm type thing comes from the song called Shake Your Hips. Shake My Hips, or Shake Your Hips. And on this tune he plays kind of a hookerish rhythm. I can't tell if there's 2 guitars, one playing the bass, one playing the chord. There could be. But what I'm going to do is show you a way to play it just by yourself with one guitar. And what I hear is something like this going on the bass. So I've got an A shape. The song's in A, and I'm going to the 3rd fret of the 6th string, open 5th string, and then to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then open. So that's the basic melody pattern, if you want to call it that. And then over the top of it you hear this fastly picked shuffling A chord. That's one way you could play it if you were doing it just by yourself. And what I'm doing is just keeping that rhythm going whenever I can, in between. So whenever I'm not on a bass note, I've got the right hand just kind of scraping up and down on the strings. That's a really cool rhythm. He just keeps that going. He has one really neat solo in that where he does this. That's really easy to figure out. Where he's going to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. He's got a really odd sound there. Instead of something like that, he's doing, and he just plays this little simple pattern. You can listen to that and figure that one out, or maybe I'll do that with some lead stuff later. So there's a second kind of boogie rhythm in the key of A. So if you're playing an A, you can... One last example of a boogie type bass rhythm from Slim Harpo's playing. It comes from the tune I'm a King Bee, another tune that's been done and overdone again. But the original tune, the Slim Harpo version from the 60s, has some really cool guitar in it. Again, I can't tell who's playing what. It overlaps so much, but can pick out the basic patterns of it a little bit for you. And it's an F, and he's playing out of an E shape, so I'm putting the capo on the 1st fret so I can play an F chord here. And I hear this bass rhythm going throughout the tune, and I'm thinking this is played on one guitar, and it sounds like this. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am wrong, let me know on that. But what I'm doing, you can start out just playing an open E, 6th string, or what I'm doing is keeping my 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and then hitting both. Gives a little more full double string sound. Then open A, open 5th string. So that's the basic rhythm. And you can go back to that, the double string rhythm, or you can just play the single string note. Whoops. And then that's kind of sliding sound. I don't know if the same guitar that's playing that bass rhythm is also playing that, but you can time it that way. And it sounds to me like he's sliding from the 2nd or 3rd frets all the way down to the 12th, or what would be the 13th fret of the guitar without the capo. So to the 13th fret, because that's an F. Open 6th string, 13th fret of the 6th string. So the whole rhythm together I'm sliding down, up rather, and then kind of coming back the other way. You gotta get to the 12, and then when you come back, there's no exact fret you have to end on or anything. You just try to imitate the sound and just be able to do it by feel. So the rhythm, again, over the 1. And then when he goes to the 4, it sounds like he's just playing a shuffle. You can play it here, or you could play it here with this pattern, like a Chuck Berry rock and roll kind of thing. Then he goes to the 5, again, probably playing the C right here. When I listen to the song closely, I can also hear like a second guitar playing more something like this. And then it sounds like, so I'm just going to an A shape, and then open to the E shape, which would be our F. So that's a B flat right there. Same chord right there. So that little pattern. And you could combine it. If you're playing the only guitar, you could play and play the chords instead of just playing that one thing the whole time. I hear that going on. And then also when he goes from the 5 to the 4 to the 1, it sounds like there's some chords being played. This could be Slim Harpo. I think he played chords when he played the guitar at all. It just sounds like 7th chords. And he's make an A7 shape, and you put it here with your first finger on the 5th fret. This is going to be a C7, B flat 7, move it down to, and then back to the 1. So when he goes 5-4 to the 1, do it. That's I'm a King Bee. It's the famous I'm a King Bee rhythm. So there's 3 examples of some kind of boogie rhythms you hear. Not necessarily one chord. Shake my hips, just shake your hips stays on one chord the whole time. But I'm a King Bee, and also the what was the first one I showed you? Oh, Got Love If You Want It. Those have chord changes and the pattern changes. Those are some really cool things I picked up from Slim Harpo's playing. And any of those rhythms, you could get an instrumental going with a harp player. That would sound really, really cool. When I come back for the next lesson, I'm just going to take a look at some miscellaneous stuff from Slim Harpo's playing that I picked up, some ideas. I'm not going to get into any great detail. I'll show you a couple of his real slow tunes that he did and how he backed that up. Very simple stuff. And also a little bit of lead playing, some chord things that you hear in Slim Harpo's playing, just a few, kind of a mixed bag of ideas before we call it quits here. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. I hope you like this lesson. Hopes it helps you. Again, if you're just getting into electric blues guitar, Slim Harpo's records are a gold mine of ideas and basic rhythms that you need to know how to play. I'll be back with the last part of this series very soon.